Well, hello, everybody, you big, beautiful Broadway world out there. Welcome back to a brand new season of Broadway World's Next on Stage, sponsored by AMDA. It's me, your Broadway buddy, Ben Cameron, excited to be back with you as your host again this week. So, last week, we kicked off our season by announcing our top 15 college students. Tonight, we narrow it down to 10. Students from all over the country have been submitting videos of themselves singing a song from the musical theater canon, like there's other songs to be sung. And you voted, you powerful friend. Our top 10 received the most votes in this round of voting, which concluded on Monday night. You voted them into our top 10, and now our esteemed panel of Broadway professionals will join us to provide invaluable feedback or valuable feedback. Valuable feedback for them to use in their next round of performances, which will be voted on by the public next week. The judges are going to review performances from 3 contestants who were nearly in our top 10. We call them lovingly our awesome almost, and they'll get the chance to push one of them forward into the competition next week to compete for your votes. Isn't that cool? Yes, it is. And it's important, your votes, because this year the prize package is Boffo Sacco. For the first time, our finalists are going to get a trip to New York City to perform in a live finale at the famed 54 Below. That's pretty exciting stuff. Now, before we move on, we need to welcome our judges who are going to guide us through this. You know her from starring roles in Broadway's Aladdin, In the Heights, Mamma Mia, and currently you can catch her at the Al Hirschfeld Theater starring as Satine in Moulin Rouge. It's the lovely and talented Courtney Reed.
Yay!
Hi, lovely and talented Courtney Reed.
Hello, darling. I'm still back with my flower bomb.
Still in a flower explosion. It feels like somebody was behind you and just threw a bouquet. And what a wonderful person to have on staff.
Oh my gosh, I'm dead.
What are you most looking forward to see implemented from your critiques last week?
We want to see the faces. We want to see a close-up on the faces.
Yeah, show us the face.
I'm excited. I'm pumped.
Yeah, show us your eyes and your face.
Yes.
Joining Courtney Reed is a fellow who won your heart in Broadway shows like Something Rotten, The Book of Mormon, Elf, and Hair. You can catch him 8 times a week. You've never had a friend like him. In Aladdin, it's Mr. Michael James Scott.
Yes! Yes!
Coming to us live from his actual human Broadway dressing room on Broadway.
I am in my dressing room. I know it's a little crazy, but I am here. I had to be here. It just made sense that I would be here for,
I feel like the Broadway juju is going to come through this. Also,
yes.
I want to put a disclaimer out to all of the Broadway hopefuls out there. This is not how all dressing rooms look. You're going to get some harsh fluorescent lights and a radiator clanging away, and it's going to be on the 14th floor of a 12-story building. But if you're Michael James Scott, you get this suite at the Ritz.
I'm very, very lucky. Yes, my dressing room is lovely, but so is Miss Courtney Reed's. Now, don't get it twisted. So.
I do believe.
Maybe next week, Kenny. Maybe next week. We do it for the dressing room.
I'm excited to be here.
In the grape juice room, MJS, what were you most impressed by our contestants last week?
You know what? I was impressed. I was just impressed by their fearlessness. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what's really exciting. It's really awesome to get to see young artists who just throw it out there. You know, that for me is awesome. And there's so much I can learn from that. So much we all can learn from that. It's their fearlessness. And I'm excited about that. As we know, I want to see 11 o'clock numbers every week. So, you know what I mean? I want to see you fearlessly give me an 11 o'clock number every week, honey.
Not only 11 o'clock number, I'm pretty sure you also want to see a look, baby.
I would like to see a look of some sort.
A gentle look.
A gentle look. Because, Courtney and I, we kind of gag right away when we notice a look, So I'm just like, I'm giving you a look with my pink moment on the pink moment. You know what I'm saying? This is my like, oh my God, I'm like, I have to do a show look. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's that.
Oh my God.
But I'm so excited about all of it. I really am. I can't wait to see see the notes, and this is where it starts getting exciting, right? You don't feel like it feels like this is when it starts getting like, ooh.
Now that you know they've heard you, it's a game changer.
Make them hear you.
Ooh. Joining MJS and Courtney Reed today, we are swapping things out. We are flipping the script, and we have a very special appearance from one of our judges of our high school competition, which is apparently that way. That's right. Please welcome from Matilda, Dames at Sea, Emoji Land, and so much more. You're obsessed with her. I'm obsessed with her. Get obsessed with her. It's Leslie Margarita.
Woo! So, kids, when you aren't in a Broadway dressing room, this is what you're going to live with. Every color, background, lights. It's 8 a.m. here in LA, and yes, I am too giving you a look of desperation, a look of we got to go to a rehearsal soon.
And that's showbiz, kids.
It may look like I've given up, but it's not. It's very calculated. My look is very, very calculated.
What's Leslie?
Yes.
Why are you excited to see our college competitors versus the high schoolers that you got to meet last week?
So I have always, in the past, 80 years of this contest, have been the judge for the college kids. So I'm really excited because now I've moved to the high school kids. And let me tell you, those high school kids are coming. They're coming for the college kids. They are unbelievable. I'm really excited to meet this group. And I actually think, note to producers, I think this is very cool because I have no knowledge of any of them. So I'm looking forward to just coming in blind and being like, as someone who doesn't know you, perhaps like a casting director may not know you, I can give some notes, not knowing your previous history.
Yeah.
Clean slate.
Clean slate. Pick a background.
Please do slate. Please do a clean slate. I'm 5'3", and I'm based out of wherever you want me to.
I'm based out of Kalamazoo, and I can be a local Pacoima hire. I don't know.
Pacoima. All right. Pacoima, get ready. Les Margaret is taking you by storm. Before we jump in, I want to shout out our lead sponsor for this season, AMDA. For more than 60 years, AMDA College of the Performing Arts has continued to lead the education community with creative and innovative programs for emerging performing artists. I myself hit up the AMDA in the 90s. Schedule an audition today at amda.edu and study at AMDA, where artists create. Let's learn a little more about AMDA right now.
The thing that AMDA does is that it gives you a seat at the table. I had never taken a dance class before in my life before coming to AMDA. I'd never had a voice lesson. It doesn't matter. Anybody can learn anything that they put their mind to.
Nothing is easy in this life. Nothing worth anything is easy. If you don't want to work for it, you ain't gonna get it. Now, if you know what you're worth, go out and get what you're worth.
Be sure that you're following along here today with Broadway World Stage Mag, which you can check out by scanning the QR code here. Judges, are you ready to meet the top 10? Here we go. This is so exciting. AMDA. All right.
Oh my gosh.
First up, for your consideration, making it through this week. Oh, this is exciting. It's Michael Burchett. Last week, we heard him sing Confrontation from Jekyll and Hyde. And this week, he's back with Bring Him Home from Les Mis. Welcome, Michael Burchett.
Yes.
Bring him peace, bring joy. He's young, he is only a boy. You can take, you can give. let him be. Let him live. If I die, let me die. Let him live. Bring him home. Bring him home.
Michael Burchett is the first to make it into our top 10. This is quite an about face, as it were, from last week's performance from Jekyll and Hyde. Michael James Scott, let's get to talking about it.
All right, Michael. Well, first of all, whoever this is camera operator, I'm like, they should just be getting paid for, their camera operating work. Work. I was like, all right. So there was that. Let me just say this. Okay. Great song. Like, what a great song to be able to get to do something especially so different from Leslie. Last week, he gave us Confrontation.
Yes.
And like he was living, okay? Fearless of it all. I think that, Michael, what I would also, the hair was herring. I mean, like, you were giving me a full situation. Like, I feel like I have your hair. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that in my head, that's what I look like walking down, 8th Avenue. So I'm living for all of that. I want you to pick a focus. I want you to pick to really pick one focus, at least especially for the beginning. I felt a little bit distracted because it felt a little bit all over the place. I know that you're singing up to God, Allah, Buddha, whoever it is that you believe in. But I think that it would benefit for you, I feel, for that focus. I feel like that would have been stronger. I also think that the camera operator may have gotten a little bit too, living in their moment of camera operations of it all. So to really focus on that, there was a lovely move in, and maybe it should have just stayed there, just to sort of like, get in it so that we could really focus on that. Think about your breath support. As you're going up, just because it's a very hard song in terms of that. So you want to get that, you're in your mix plus your head, so figuring out what that is, I think is very important. That's it for now. I'm gonna let the girls get up in there. But those are what I'm thinking about. I also want to, if you come back next week, I would love to see what happens when you physically, when you allow your body physically to kind of let go a bit more too. Like, what happens physically for you? It felt a little stiff.
All right. Lady Courtney.
I have to echo everything that MJS just said. I think the focus point, is the most distracting for me, because what happens is when you're focusing on so many things, we as the audience go, oh, what is he seeing? Oh, he's seeing something different okay, but so what is it? What is he seeing? We're always trying to guess to see what you're seeing. So if you pick one focus point or one or two, then it's less, it's easier for us to understand what's going on. I love the song choice for you. I think it was beautiful and simple. But I agree with everything MJS said. So I have nothing else to add.
I like it. Leslie Margarita, first time with Michael Burchett. What are your thoughts?
Michael, your voice is stunning. I love the look. This is going to sound like a broken record with them. It was, the focus was so high, and it's okay to have a high focus, but this almost gave us like a carrier pigeon had gone away and you were looking for it to bring him home. It was so high. And also, I think from a vocal standpoint, this is not doing you any favors. So you need to find a way that you can get those notes, because the climax of the song, like MJS was saying, I felt you were running out of breath. And a lot of that is if you're up here, there's no way you're going to be grounded and get that breath. So for me, it was all focus point. And you can still get that, perhaps if the camera is higher, you can still get that without being up here. So that was it. Vocally, stunning, except I wanted that big note it sounded like it was squeezing out a little bit. And that's just breath support because you clearly have it. Mm-hmm. But I love this. I love the look. You know, these songs are hard because you're singing like he is only a boy and you're like, what, 19, 20. They're very difficult. But I love this. I love the song and you sang it beautifully. Just bring the focus down.
Love it. Michael Burchett, welcome to the Big Top 10. Yay. Next up in the top 10, we have Alex Donach, who last year brought us No One Else from Great Comet. Today, she's singing What Baking Can Do from Waitress.
Oh,
yes.
Come on.
Mama, it's amazing what baking can do. Make it up and surprise them. Tell them all our secrets, but disguise them. So they dance sometimes of the very people that their secrets from. Make it soon, make it better, though better never lasts forever. Make it small so it fits. Even this, even now, even as the walls come tumbling down, even as I can't stop remembering how every door ever made, we never once walked out. Something I never got the chance to ask her about. So with flour on my hands, I'll show them all how goddamn happy I am. Sugar, butter, flour, don't let me down. Let's see the next amazing thing baking does now.
That's Alex Donach. Courtney Reed. That's my favorite song from Waitress. Hot take.
Yeah.
Controversial,
100%.
maybe, but that's my favorite song.
So good. Okay, I'm loving this song choice for you, Alex. I think this is great. It showcases you in a totally different way. What I was missing in this this week with this song particularly, I think there's such a journey with this song, and I think that's why it's such a perfect choice for you because you can really do so much with it acting wise. Vocally, you sounded gorgeous, but what I will say is breathe, breathe, breathe. I know it's nerve-wracking and you felt a little bit stiff in your body. What I would say is just really breathe through all of that. And I think acting wise, there's so much joy in the beginning of it with baking and how her relationship with baking. I think you can dive deeper into that and show a lot of the joy and show the journey of how it morphs into something else as the song continues. And I think we get lost a lot in the vocals and we forget about what the song is like really about. And I think maybe this week is probably going to be a theme of digging deeper into the acting and like what the song is really about. But I love this song choice for you. I'm excited to see what's coming up next week for you. I hope you make it. I just love you, girl. You're fierce.
Get it, girl. MJS, your thoughts?
I mean, I love what I love about you, Alex, is there's a freshness and youthfulness about you that I really just think is just so great, you know, with the high-waisted jean and the white, like, you know what I mean? Just like you're just giving me like a fresh like moment, and like I'm living for that because I think last week we talked about the idea of like accessibility, and to me it like especially contemporary musical theater now, and like, well, there's such access to feeling like it feels very it feels very accessible in terms of like what people it's very cool, right? And so something like Waitress that has such an amazing Sarah Bareilles score, and just what that is, it feels very like it's like you're listening to it on Spotify, like just sort of like in terms of like what like that contemporary pop sound is. So I love that you went in there, because you were so right for that show, that part. I think that it's something that's very much in your wheelhouse. I think there's what Courtney was saying, ending in a different place from where you started is something for you to really think about. I think for all of us to think about, for everyone to think about, just then what is that, right? And there is such a beautiful joy in the beginning of getting to sort of talk about what you're singing about with the baking and all of that, and there's a switch that happens. And listen to what the accompaniment is doing in all of these songs. It's actually telling you what is happening. There is a real thing. It's very rare that it's not that way. And if it's not that way, it's that way for a reason. Mm-hmm. So I really think, listen to what happens in those changes of accompaniment, like when it makes those turns. I mean, literally it's just a chord change and all of a sudden she's in a different place, right? So what is that? And why is that happening? So really like live in that, like breathe into that, go into there, dig deeper, like Courtney is saying, into that. I think you will find your journey to be more fun, I think, as an actor, but also to really be able to go on the journey. I think that's really, really important. But I'm very excited to see, hopefully, you'll be with us next week, honey, and see what's going on. But I'm living. I also love this contemporary like thing right now for I think you did a good job with picking a song that people are going to connect to, and this is a competition, as we all know. So good on you for picking up this song that people connect to, and they're like, oh my God, I love that song. Boom.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Leslie Margarita, what do you think?
Alex, you're stunning. I'll make this quick because I agree with everything that my cohorts said. Here's the thing, and it's really tough, you guys, because this is a competition. So it's not really emulating an audition situation. So I'm going to go, if this was an audition, your placement is amazing. It's immaculate, but I saw every single placed note instead of the story. So in an audition, you guys, especially college age, do not be afraid to not be perfect. Dare to suck. Tell the story. Even if one of the notes is not great, no one's going to notice because they're so invested in your story. All I was looking at was, oh, she's got amazing, listen to the space, listen to the placement. And I couldn't tell you what your point of view was. So maybe for a competition, you sound phenomenal if I was listening to it. But for an audition, I need to see more of the story. Yeah, that was it. But Gorge, love the song. Just give me more of a story. And again, you guys, don't be afraid to crunchy notes are good. If they're telling a story, crunchy notes are good.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious. Thank you very much, judges. Next up in the top 10, Amaya Harden is back. Last week, Amaya sang There Were Worse Things I Could Do. This time she's back with Grew Loose from Crybaby.
Oh, come on.
All right.
Bonkers. That's what they're calling me. Not metaphorically, they mean truly insane. But they can't hear the voice in my brain giving orders to keep loving you. Eccentric, erratic toys in the belfry, bats in the attic. But I just don't see the harm in carving your name in my to lock me away. But until that day when they finally do. Shut up, I'm singing! I'll be here if you need a little scream.
Well, talk to me about Amaya's performance.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what's funny about this is that everything that Leslie was talking about with like just not being afraid to be, quirky and dare to be ugly, all those things like that, like, go there, not be afraid of it. That it was really fun to literally see Leslie's notes like come to life literally right next, like right in front of our faces. So that was really fun. Also, this is absolutely the week for you to have Leslie Margarita on judging you for this, because this song is literally a Leslie Margarita song. Like, right panel.
Yes.
Like Ben, Cameron, and Courtney. We know that Leslie, this is like the master of a song like this and what she could do with it. So I'm excited to hear what she has to say about it, because I really feel like I was like, this is very interesting. We just talked about fearlessness, girl. Yes. I mean, for me, that's exciting to see you not be somebody to not be afraid to literally just get down and dirty with it, and who gives an F? You know what I mean? Like, that to me is awesome, and that to me is where I'm like, great. Now we have this, and what I feel like, it feels like you're one of those artists who we can like throw stuff at and you would just go for it. And that is exciting. And that's also in a room with like a casting director, a director, a fellow actor. Like, all those things are so great to have, because you really feel like someone it wants to play, and like you can really throw stuff at and not feel like they're afraid of it. I would say, get more specific about your moments and things like that. But I'm really, really, I'm so proud of you for going there and really having the cojones to really like just do a song like this and not be afraid to get down and dirty. So I would expect that you're going to be in here next week. I'm just saying it. I'm expecting that she's going to be here next week, and then I can't wait to see what the song choice is. But yes, come on, song choice. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
I've got no choice. I've got to go. We got to check in with Leslie Margarita.
Listen, I'm in love. I love you. You're gonna have a giant career because you're adorable and you are fearless. So this is coming from like, I say this all the time. Comedy is the hardest thing, and people look at it and go, "Oh, they're funny. They can do whatever." No. It has to be planned within a centimeter of its life. We can all stand there and be dramatic and not move our face and give a performance. Doing what you're doing is so much more difficult. So take away this competition. If I was just coaching you or talking to you, it's what MJS said. We need to be very specific. This song, it's already there in the lyrics. So do not put on top of the lyrics. Try a version where you don't move at all. You do not comment on those lyrics. This is absolutely your truth. You have a screw loose. So don't comment on the fact that you have a screw loose. If you're talking to somebody because they're singing, that's all that you need. And then coming right back to it instead of apologizing for it. Try it, because I guarantee you it is going to be a 180 from what you did. And it's going to be a completely different version that you can do for something that isn't supposed to be big and they don't want a lot of facial expression. You can be crazy nuts, staying absolutely still and have no movement, because that is what a crazy person is. A true crazy person, you don't see it. And what was Ali Mazzi is one of the greatest comedians in musical theater. And when I saw her do this, I was my jaw was on the floor, because she was so still and she was crazy. She wasn't acting crazy. She was crazy. So that's all I can give you. I love people that do this. I can't wait to see you do a dramatique song and show that voice that is clearly there. That's insane. But I loved it. And yeah, I would just try a version for yourself going forward of like being completely still.
That's right. You just slapped me across the face with that. Don't apologize with the performance. I love that. Courtney Reed.
Yes.
Thoughts here.
I definitely echo what you both are saying. What I love about this song choice this week is that it's so different from what you did last week. And yes, this is a competition. So we want to see all of the different sides from you. I think what these two are saying is so true. I think, comedy is really difficult. I think as actors, what really sets you apart is you can bring in a bunch of people in for a show that requires a lot of comedy, and you're going to see a lot of people weeded out. And I think for you, you're so dang likable, and you're just like, you have that going for you. You just looking at you, you're so likable. And I think I just love that you were so full out, you made choices, and I'm just excited to see what you do next week.
Right.
I just want
We're all out of jobs again.
I know.
How do we stop them? Congratulations, Amaya. Next up, making the top 10, Josiah Sims is here. Last week, he brought us It Only Takes a Moment. And this week, he's singing Memphis Lives in Me from Memphis.
From Memphis.
Memphis.
Just a man from Tennessee, can't be what I can't be. All I know is Memphis lives in me. There comes a time when muddy waters run rough. There comes a point when a man has had enough. Like a friend who always stands by me. Memphis knows me, Memphis shows me how this life just has to be. Oh, I couldn't even try to run away, say goodbye. All I know is Memphis lives. All I know is Memphis gives. All I know is Memphis lives in me.
Leslie, your first time meeting Josiah. Let's go in cold.
Josiah, the voice is stuns, gorge. Here is, unfortunately, we live in an age, obviously, where we have to do self-tapes. The framing is very off. And also, I talked about this last week because I once got feedback that said it's giving Grimace because I had a purple background and wore a purple shirt, kind of like this. And Grimace from McDonald's is like that giant purple thing. So I'm very cognizant of if you have a white background, don't wear a white shirt. And we've had a couple this session.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you guys, no matter how great your voice is, this stuff matters. So just check the framing. It was very like top heavy. I get that a lot. And it just, but you know what I mean?
I'm screaming.
Canceled. But yeah, just bring the framing down and then I would wear something else. But as far as your performance, that voice, it stuns. I love the song. I love it for you. For me, it was all technical, like actual this stuff this week. But love. Come on. Great.
Courtney.
Yes. The whole time I kept thinking, I was like, too much headspace. I think for everyone moving forward, if you give a this, chest up, don't just get, this is what we were seeing a little bit here with the too much headspace. That is so distracting. And then it takes us a second to then just invest in the story. I think, Josiah, your voice is like outrageous. It's amazing. I'm like, you're in college. It's only going to get better. I wanted to see more investment in the story. I think this is going to be a common theme for everyone. Everyone has an amazing voice. What is the investment? What's the story that you're telling? What is your point that you're trying to get across? And I think technically for that last note, all I would say is I think if you invest in the story, I won't see the wheels spinning as much before that last note. if you're invested, the voice will follow. And so I think if you come back next week, I want to see a little bit more of that.
Yeah. Well, vicious to write a big money note at the end on an eval.
I know.
I mean,
Spirited.
Don't even.
Michael James Scott.
Yes, so vicious. I can't.
Hi, friend like me. You live
honey,
it.
Just and repeating it like it's like it's literally revived at the end of it. I'm like, really? Like Prince Ali, like I'm like Alan. I literally had this conversation with Alan Menken. I'm like, Alan, like, where are you? I mean, obviously, I know he was the music, but I'm like, couldn't you told Howard? You know what I mean? Like,
Could have been friend like moi.
I'm like friend like moi. I mean, come on. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. Enough about moi. Akari, Memphis, and me. Okay. All with the congregation was saying yes. Too high. Get that down. Also, I know you got something better than just a polo. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, let's give me something. Give me, even if it's a t-shirt that's a crisp situation. That's like I just need something better than that. Just come on. Listen, you need to dress like a star. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? I need for you all, you're a star. Next on stage, honey. This is next on stage. This is the next star. Who are you? Are you a star? Let's dress like stars. Come on. You know what I mean? Like, let's all of it. Dress who you want to be is what I'm all about. And that doesn't mean you have to be in a tuxedo, but just give me a something. Look at the people who you follow, maybe online, or you see on Instagram, social, all the things that you're like, there's just something about them. Like, what is that thing? Like, there, you know, so and then infuse you into that, you know, and figure out what is your thing. And this is the time to be figuring all that out. So I'm all about really figuring that out, because I think it's actually really important to sort of have that thing about you, because a lot of what you don't realize is a lot of times people that you're drawn to, there is a sense of style that they actually have that you're literally like, I don't know what it is, but part of it is their style. It's their thing. And that's, it's a part of it. So there's that. Be careful of being, you know, too riff-tastic, if you will. Know plan your sing and know your song, okay? Like in terms of what it is that you do in terms of the riffing. This also goes back to Alex as well. The riffing is very, you know, I know we're in a contemporary space, and you know, she likes to riff too. And I think it's important that you really understand where those riffs are coming from, and they're not just riffs. I can give you a list of people to sort of look at who can riff, and you're just like, oh, like that's it. It comes from someplace, right? I don't want to do that, because I want you to feel what that is for yourself. So you're not trying to imitate anyone, because I'm not about that. But think about that, because it's very important for you to not get caught up in you sounding good and sort of like relishing in what your riffs sound like, because honestly, and this is maybe a little harsh, but who cares? Really? You know what I mean? Because you have so much more going for you. So just be careful with that, and I think that's also going to help what everyone else was saying about the story and coming forward. But you know, I mean, you can sing, boo, and you can do your thing. You have it, like you have it. Yeah. So what else is there? And let's see what happens next.
I would also say maybe invest in a halo light. I was thinking about that.
Oh yeah.
Didn't it seem like there were a lot of shadows? I think everybody just go on Amazon and get like a $40 halo light and you'll just have it.
White wall background is really hard to light. So, you know, have choices.
Yeah, have choices. You can get so many different. I have one in my dressing room that lives there. But it's actually kind of smaller. And
mini ones.
And I mean, obviously you can spend up to whatever, but like you literally can get one for literally like $19.99. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Mine is very small.
But like, you gotta have all of them. You can do it cheap. You can get them cheap.
You can do it cheap.
Yeah.
Work study, honey. Are y'all in work study program in college?
Into it. Michael James Scott will expect to see all of our finalists next week in ball gowns. Next up. Oh, here we go. Next up is Ashley Wongi, who last week performed Your Daddy's Son. This week she returns with
Ashley Wongi.
When It All Falls Down from Chaplin.
Hey there, Mr. Chaplin. Well, your act deserves applause. You wave our flag and the country is impressed. But I'm the voice among the crowd that's questioning your cause. And now I'll spread my down among the rest. What you're gonna do when it all falls down, and where you're gonna go from there. What you're gonna do when the money's gone, and who you're gonna buy to care. What you're gonna do when the country says, now get yourself out of here. What you're gonna paint when you cannot paint the town. I'm gonna wipe that smile off that famous little clown. And what you're gonna do when it all falls down. And all the king's horses and all the king's men will never put poor Charlie together again. And what you're gonna do when it all falls down.
In our top 10, Ashley Wongi. Courtney Reed, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so Queen, you wowed us last week. We said you were the one to beat. You're incredible. I think what happens with that is that we expect so much from you moving forward, and I think you're mega talented, crazy talented, very gifted. I'm not sure this was the song choice that was going to really wow us this week. We wanted to see something slightly different, and I'm so unfamiliar with the songs. I'm not good with breaking down this specific song, but I just think that this didn't showcase you as well as I had hoped. Maybe someone else has something better to say.
I mean, not knowing her, maybe this way, not knowing you, Ashley, the tone is gorge and you are gorge. For me, it was, this song, I do know this song. Well, this song is that I'm going to stick it to you. What are you going to do when it all breaks down? And I saw none of that. What I got a lot of was this that looked pained. And you guys, please don't shut your eyes. If you're going to riff, it, like what MJS was saying, it has to be for a reason. There's no reason why you couldn't just go all falls down, straight to this person. Doesn't need a riff. If you're telling somebody, just wait and see what happens. If you're talking to them and you don't speak that way. So unless there's a reason to riff, don't do that. And I completely lost you because of your eyes were closed and turned away from us. Invest. If you're going to do this song, which I agree with Courtney, I don't think it's the correct song for your voice. You need to tell the story. That was it. But I wish I would have. I'm going to have to go back and watch what you had done previously. But this is just from somebody on the outside, because you can tell there's something so great there, and it just was a little bit of a miss for me.
Michael James Scott.
Absolutely. Well, I will say this. I'll start with your camera angle was great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you positioned.
Perfect.
Folks, take note on where the camera angle was, how close it was, the space, blah, blah, all of that. So as we're saying, song choice. I said this last week and I will say it again. Know your ministry. And by ministry, I mean, what is it that you do? who is it? Who are you? Right. I think what's really, you know, Ashley, you have the chance, you have the gift and the ability to do a lot of things, right? Also, as a Black woman, as a woman of color, for you, there is, you know, the range that I hear in your voice is also so exciting, and also had me last week like, okay, like she started with Daddy's Son, and now like there's so much places where to go. But what I want you to do is I want you to like bring all of that thing that no one else has because they're not you, into the song that you choose. Why Daddy's Son was so powerful last week was because it was controlled, it was nuanced, and moreover, it was also it was not put on. It was, you sat in it. And so I want you to take that and figure what's that for next week. I'm so hoping that you're here next week. I really am, because I think you are amazing, and I think that we need your voice. There is a place for all of us, okay? And so I'm very excited about that. But what I want you to do is I want you to dig deep about song choices. I really do. This is a crisis. We all need to figure out good song choices.
It is a crisis.
It never ends.
And as this whole panel will tell you, you know, I mean, Ben is a performer as well. Like, you all, when you go in for an audition, a song, you can be the biggest, you know, legendary, you know, person to come in and sing a song. If you have to pick a song that's maybe not from the show, it is very, 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 very important that the song choice is right.
Mm-hmm. It's so hard.
Very important. It's so hard. It really is. It's so hard. And actually, I'm glad that this happened.
Yeah.
It also gives us all to know that how the mighty can fall and come back up. We all are up and down. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's actually really important to see the journey, because we all have had days where our song choice wasn't it, right? Yeah. So I think because your song choice wasn't it, you did everything else to make it sort of like feel like it was it, and it wasn't. So now I want to know, what is it?
Yeah.
Okay. But I love you, girl. I love you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Stunning. That voice. Oh, come on. Yeah.
All right, Ashley Wongi. She's in the top 10. Next up, you saved her last week for her performance of Flowers.
Yes.
It's Sarah Elder, and this week she's singing Pulled from the Addams Family.
All right.
I'm being pulled in a new direction. Through my painful pursuit, somehow birdies took root. All the things I detested, impossibly cute. God, what do I do? Mother always said be kind to strangers, but she doesn't know what they destroy. I can feel the clear and present dangers when she learns that the boy has got me pulled in a new direction. But I think I like it. I'm being pulled in a new direction, and this feeling I know is impossible, so I'll confide that I've tried, but I can't let it go. It's disgustingly true. Pulled. Puppy dogs with droopy faces, unicorns with dancing mice, sunrise in wide open spaces, Disney World, I'll go there twice. Butterflies at picnic lunches, bunches of chrysanthemums, lollipops and pillow fights, and Christmas Eve sugar plums, string quartets and chia pets, and afternoon banana splits, angels watching as I sleep, Liberace's greatest hits have got me pulled in a new direction. If they keep insisting, I'll stop resisting. Just watch me pulled in a new direction. I should stay in the dark, not obey every spark. But the boy has a bite, better far than his bark. And you bet I'll bite to do what's truly taboo, as I'm putting a new direction.
All right, we've got Sarah Elder. Very cool to see our judges save make it through to the next round. I want to throw this to Leslie.
Sarah, your voice is unbelievable. I can't wait to hear it open up more. Here's my thing. You got so many people sing this song, and it's a great song. However, it is very specific to this character. If you've seen the show or if you watch Wednesday on Netflix, the thing about this character is that she doesn't blink. She has no expression. And that is why it's funny, her singing about all these things. So I'm not a fan of this as an audition piece. Because especially this cut, Sarah, if you're gonna do the listing of stuff, I need to see a different emotion. If you're gonna not do the Wednesday, I need to see a different emotion for every single thing that you're mentioning. And it didn't pop for me. I didn't know who you were singing this song. I got a great voice, an adorable girl. I just didn't know who you were and why I should hear you sing this song. You know what I mean? Like you have to figure out your version of these songs. What are you saying? So, and it kind of goes with like the style, the everything. It is part of it because everybody sings this song. Why you? That's what I would like to see. If and this is for everyone. If you're going to sing a song that every single girl I have heard sing this song, I need to see it different. I want to see choices. That's all.
MJS, did she know her ministry?
You know what? What I think about Sarah is that, I think you could play this role. I do.
Yes.
I think you could play the role, and I think for me, the song choice could work. I agree with Leslie, though. I don't know how good of an audition piece it is, or just because it's so limiting and it is so specific. But you are exceptionally good, and I'm gonna say it. I actually think that you are the one to beat right now. I do. I think it has changed. I do. I really do. You have a lot going for you, and I think that people are going to respond to that. So, so just keep going. You are. I want to see a different song from you in terms of you will be doing a different song, but that's not so limiting. I would like to see that, and technically figuring out those switches from the head voice to the chest, to the chest voice, all of that. Really figuring out technically what you're doing there, because you have a voice that can do all of that.
Yeah, Courtney.
Okay, girl, yes, I totally agree. You are the one to beat right now. I also agree with what Leslie's saying. I think this is a difficult song. It's also oddly very difficult to navigate vocally, which I think you did a really good job. I am not worried about you. I think that you are going to endlessly work. I think that you have the kind of voice that is so easy to listen to. It's the type of voice that when you go see a show, you're not worried. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you go see a show and you're like, I'm worried for them. I'm worried. We're never going to worry about your voice. It is beautiful. It's seamless. It's stunning. You have incredible control. Yeah, I'm just excited to see what you choose next. I think something that's that really, really showcases you and who you are. I am still wanting to see your perspective, and don't apologize for being as fierce as you are. I think there's a couple of moments where I felt that you were holding back a little bit, acting wise, and just don't apologize. Just fully commit and be full out. And yeah, girl, right now you're the one to beat.
Woo! All right. Some big words there. Sarah Elder, welcome to the top 10. Also in our top 10, Colin O'Connor. Last week gave us Marry Me Little, and now he's back with Why God Why from Miss Saigon.
When I went home before, no one talked of the war. What they knew from TV didn't have a thing to do with me. went back and re-upped. Sure, Saigon is corrupt. It felt better to be here driving for the embassy. Cause here if you can pull a string, a guy like me lives like a king. Just as long as you don't believe anything. Why, God, why this face? Why such beauty in this place? I liked my memories as they were, but now I'll leave remembering her. Just her.
Yes, okay. Love the drive of it, but like that, your accompanist, they had that drive going, which I love for, because sometimes that there can be a little, you're like, oh, can we move it, please? Yeah. That drive was fantastic. It was great. The camera angle was great. That focus, I think it was good. It was a little in and out, which had me a little bit like, okay, where are we going? And then the switch, then you came back to it. So really figure out that focus. There's a theme about focus today, P.S. It seems like. So really figure that out, because it comes way, way clearly on camera in this medium, as we all, it's very tricky. Keep open. That last part, like you said, you did now as they were, now I leave remembering her. That and then just her. You like close it on that first her. I'm like, boo, open it up. Like, this is it. Keep open, stay open. You have the notes. Do not apologize for your big voice, boo. Keep that up. Keep it open and make that button a real button, right? Boom. At this point, don't have it come back down. Just stay open and be done. Boom. Thank you.
Courtney Reed.
I totally agree. Also, MJS, fierce. Remembering her. I was like, work.
Professional great.
Babes, Colin, you're great. Your voice is amazing. I love your commitment. You were fully in it, but this is a little too profile for me.
Yeah.
We lose your eyes. Take the wherever the camera is, go slightly to the left or slightly to the right, and keep your focus. I know it's like you're talking about God, and God can be anywhere, but really for the purpose of this song and for every sort of acting choice, keep God in one spot and keep it focused, because when you do, then we're not distracted and thinking about what else you're seeing. That's basically it. I totally agree with what MJS is saying. Open it up, honey. Open it up.
We've come this far. Yeah. Leslie Margarita.
Yeah. Gorge voice. Echo everything they said. This song is like, this is like No Good Deed for White Boys. It's like, it is gut. Everything is on the ground, and this song is thrilling. I want to see that pain. This is why did you give me this situation? This place is hell, but I'm in love. Like, why? It is falling apart. So by the time you get to the end, I want to go, yes! And I didn't. It was what MJS said. Open it up. Let it go. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody's Fierro. It's perfect. So for this, I want to feel your guts on the ground, because you have it. I hear it. It's there. I want to see guts on the ground. If you're going to do a giant song like this, which we all clearly are sluts for.
We're sluts
I
for.
mean,
sluts.
These 80s shows, that was it. Bring it. Yeah, but great voice.
All right, Colin O'Connor, well done. Next up is Jaden Richardson in the top 10. Last week, Jaden sang Dreamer in Disguise, and this week he's singing Corner of the Sky. Pippin.
Every man has his daydreams, every man has his goal. People like the way dreams end up sticking to the soul. Thunderclouds have their lightning, nightingales have their songs. And don't you see, I want my life to be something more than long. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be, my spirit can run free. Gonna find my corner of the sky. So many men seem destined to settle for something small, but I won't rest until I know I'll have it all. So don't ask where I'm going, just listen when I'm gone. And far away you'll hear me singing something to the dawn. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gonna find my corner of the sky.
Oh my gosh, am I the only one who wants to hug him? My gosh.
Oh,
I mean,
Courtney Reed. I just want to go snuggle.
Jaden, this is you. You're so sweet. Babes. Okay. I do like this song for you. There was something that I can't put my finger on. There was something that it seemed like the focus, and we keep talking about focus, but the focus seemed almost, it was so crazy for a while. I was like, I don't think he's blinked for like the last minute. Like there was something that was happening with the focus where it almost seemed like the focus was down and like I don't know, or almost like maybe you were reading lyrics or something. I couldn't put my finger on it, but that was distracting for me. Do either of you know, did any of you know, could you?
it was tough. I know. I had the same thing. At the end, Jaden, I got what I wanted at the beginning, was kind of this like joy.
Yes.
And I didn't know what your perspective was at the beginning of the song. And I'm with you. I couldn't quite put my finger on it because you're adorable. And that voice is so clear and gorgeous. I think it was a perspective thing. I also, if you're going to sing a song that everybody knows, there were some notes that I'm not sure were correct, or if they were a choice. If they're a choice, we need to know that they're a choice.
For sure.
Make the choice.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think it was because I was the
cut.
It was I definitely think it was the cut, but I also think it was because you almost looked a little like, instead of like sort of like trying to like find it, you looked a little confused. So it was more like confusion and then into a brightness.
Yeah.
That I think focus wise had us a little bit like it looked confused as opposed to searching.
Yeah.
I think may have been what it was for me, at least. That's because I felt the same way. Was trying to figure out what it is. Also, it doesn't have to be big to be powerful, and you are a testament to that because you have that like thing when your smile. That smile lights up an entire. I mean, it lights up the world. It really does. You are that. It was. I agree with what Leslie said. Halfway through the song, I feel like you opened up.
Yeah.
And so that's where it was. And the breath support is going to help you figure out, especially those notes that you might have chosen to do, something different, especially with a song that we know very well. But I think that is where it is. So just be really conscious of that, but keep that smile, keep that thing that you have within you in every song that you do, even the crazy dramatic ones, so that we can find joy, what we talked about last week in darkness too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's so good.
The joy.
The joy.
Great job. Next up, we've got Gilbert Alaras, who last week brought us Out There from The Hunchback, and this time back in the top 10 with Goodbye from Catch Me If You Can.
It's a happy ending, to the greatest show on earth. Now the curtain's descending, and I hope you got your money's worth. Gonna stop the show now, 'cause I wanna leave on top. So get up and go now, 'cause there's nothing left inside my head. Everything that's left to say's been said. But goodbye, goodbye to every song and dance. Goodbye. Off stage I stand a better chance. The show is through, the part's been played. No standing in the wings afraid. No violins or phony tears. The word that's music to my ears is goodbye. Oh, goodbye. 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 I'm not afraid of stopping. This end could be my start. I wanna live a life and not just play a part. I walk into the sunset, or I'll sail across the sea. The final word, the last you'll hear of me, is goodbye. Goodbye to every night alone. Goodbye. Goodbye to lives that I don't own. I'm tired of living on the stage, a life that's only on the page. The empty lives are in the past. I've tried before, but here's my last goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
Gilbert. Say hello to Gilbert singing goodbye. Well, we have a very similar look on our faces. Michael James Scott, what's it all about?
Yes, goodbye. I mean, okay. So I think okay. I actually liked the walk-in the beginning.
We all went, oh.
I enjoyed it. The camera was too wide, so we come on down, bring it on down. I don't know if you noticed this, but you literally moved on every phrase. Like every phrase you moved, you made a new movement, you made a new thing. I don't know if you know that. I don't know if you realize that. If you don't realize that, we're here to tell you. So I would love for you to try doing that song or any other song. I mean, probably because I know this last week too, there was a lot of that. Try maybe tying your hands down as an exercise, or putting them behind your shoulders, or give yourself maybe one time where you're allowed to open up and see how that as an exercise, but what happens for you. You have such a voice that can go, like you're going there. So you really could sing so much. I mean, I'd be interested to hear you sing Why God Why as well, because of that, you know what I mean? Just sort of like where you are and what you're doing, like your no good deeds. So what I like where you're going. I now want to see you do, think of, I don't know. I'm just going to throw out like something like what is it about her? Like from Wild Party, like a Brian Darcy James moment, just because of the intensity and because of that voice and where it can go, where it can open up into. I would love to see you try something with that just so that we can see what more you have with that.
Gorge. Courtney.
Gilbert, you're very talented. You have that money note at the end. It was so crystal clear and perfect and right in the center of the pitch. I just like what MJS is saying, there's so much happening here, and kind of what we talked about last week. What that says to me is that you feel like you're not enough, that you have to compensate by doing motions. And when you say it's over there or me, that doesn't mean you have to say this and you have to do this. I think musical theater has changed throughout the years. Now we're doing shows where it feels a little more like it's a play with music or like a TV show. It's all rooted in truth. Everything should feel like it's rooted in truth. And I want you to feel it rather than indicating it. And I think that's, that's difficult to do, because I think what you're giving is a little bit like what like the general public's about musical theater. And that's not what musical theater is, like, at all. And so I want to see a little bit more of the truth and honesty next week, because you are very talented.
Yeah.
For sure. Leslie.
Everything they said, voice is crazy. Again, for all of you, know your ministry. Know what your point of view is. When you came out, Gilbert, I felt you were angry at us. You were angry at the audience, which is very alienating. Instead of goodbye, this is this kid shedding all of those lies that he's had through his whole life. And it felt like you were blaming the audience. Like, I hope you got your fill. Like, really be clear about this story, and you please plan out, for all of you, plan out those beats of the arc of the story. Because if you start off angry, I'm turned off already. I'm like, well, it's your fault, kid. It's like Evan Hansen. It's a trap that these songs can get you in. So choose the opposite. Choose the joy of, I've made this choice. We're done now. And you got there at the end. But the beginning, especially self-tapes, they're not going to wait till the end. If they don't see something at the beginning, click next.
Boom.
Be very clear, no matter what that is. It's just the world we're living in. It sucks. But
and Evan Hansen could be a good moment for you.
Could be.
Yeah, for sure.
Could be.
Yeah, but that voice, come on. Yeah.
All right. And rounding out our top 10, finally, Kristen Walla is in the top 10. Last week, she sang One Perfect Moment. And this week, she's singing When He Sees Me from Waitress, which we love.
Oh.
I'm not defensive. I'm simply being cautious. You can't risk reckless dating due to my miscalculating why. A certain suitor stands in line. I've seen in movies, most made for television. You cannot be too careful when it comes to sharing your life. I could end up a miserable life. I'm sorry, girls, but he could be criminal. Some sort of psychopath who escaped from an institution somewhere where they don't have girls. He could have masterminded some way to find me. He could be colorblind. How untrustworthy is that? He could be less than kind. Or even worse, he could be very nice. I love the eyes. They make me laugh. I'm out of hiding. What would I do with that? Oh God, what if when he sees I like him and knows it? What if he opens up a door and I can't close it? What happens then if when he knows my heart is set in motion? I'm not prepared for that. I'm scared of breaking open, but still I can't help from hoping to find someone to talk to who likes the way I am. Someone who, when he sees, wants to again.
Leslie Margarita, let's start with you.
Kirsten, you're adorable. And what a voice. This song is so hard. It is so hard, not only vocally, but comedically. And I need to see these beats. And the way that Sarah wrote this song, the hardest part of the song, those words, the door is opening, I am scared, and then you come back down. I need to see all of the ups and downs of this song. And right now, all I got was frightened, scared. I need to see he's going to make me happy, but then, oh God, what if this happens? It is a schizophrenic song and so difficult. So if you're going to do this song and you sound great, you have all the tools, I just need clarity. I need clarity in this, because it was a little one note for me. and it's all there on the page. Where the notes are written with the specific lyric shows you comedically where to go. It's not written to give us a beautiful high note, even though those women all have that. It is written for a specific reason comedically, why she lets herself go out and then why she brings herself back. And that is that character through the whole show. So I would just clarity, but love. Good job. That's tough.
It's a beast of a song.
Ugh.
MJS.
That is a beast of a song. You're so cute. Oh my God, Kirsten, you're just like those glasses. You look so cute. You're out. I love the little shoulder. Like, I feel like Courtney Reed has that top. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You know I do, Henny.
I know, like, obviously, like, but I, you know what also was nice to see was, you know what, your riff acting was actually, like, you did some good, like, there was some good, like Leslie talked about with your eyes open, like, you know, now the end, your eyes were closed, but there was a lot of times where you were open and you did that thing, that riff right into it, and your eyes were in, and that was a really great thing to watch. So other contestants, that's what we're talking about, like in those moments, with keeping, if you're going with that riff, like, you know, there's a reason behind it. It's a very hard song to do. This will be my main note. Sing the song, don't let it sing you.
Oof, great.
Courtney Reed.
Yeah, I agree. Girl, you're so adorable and so, oh my gosh, I just went, you're very, very talented. I think just the rut with this song is Kamiko made it sound really easy, and she acted it so well that it seemed so easy. And I think like not very many people can really pull this song off. Like not even a lot of Broadway vets can pull this song off. And so I think it's like kind of like on the list of things to avoid. I feel like I would maybe put Pulled kind of in the same category as well. There's certain songs. It's like that one song from Newsies, the one that Miss Thing sang.
Oh yes. So hard. Like just like that. I mean, those
what happens.
The issue with those songs is the people who originated them made them look and sound so easy, but they're not. And so I think I want to see you do something else that maybe is a little bit more. It's just going to be easier for everyone. Not everyone can pull that. I mean, nobody can pull that song off. And you did a dang good job. Just, you know, it's hard.
I want to jump in just because I know we're wrapping this up, but for everybody, you don't have to pick these. This is a comedy song, I have to sing this. You can pick something that maybe isn't a comedy song and make it a comedy song, or make it, because then you are bringing yourself to it. You want somebody to write something for you, which is what happened with all of these women and all of these men. These songs were written with this person, whether it was originally or it became their song, and you want to make your stamp on it so that nobody else can do it like you. So maybe that is a brand new song that isn't from Waitress, or isn't, you know, like it's or maybe it is a Waitress song, but it's a different take on it. I'm just saying, like, bring yourselves to anything and it won't matter what the actual material is.
Listen to Leslie Margarita. She is one of those people, one of those artists who people want to write songs for because she does the thing that she's giving her note about, like literally
100%.
So, and I've been in a room with her in a reading where that has happened. So I'm telling you, listen to that. That is truth.
And you two can sit in front of multiple backgrounds.
And should. Congratulations, top 10, but we're not done yet. When we come back in just a moment, the judges will take a look at our 3 awesome almost who almost made it into the top 10, and one of those contestants is going to be selected to move forward in the competition next week. All right, judges, guess what? It's time to meet them. Our awesome almost contestants came so close to making the top 10. We wanted to give them another shot to sing for you specifically. You get to select one to move forward into next week's round of voting. We're going to watch these without judges' critique, rapid fire style, and then we'll let you do a quick deliberation and the choices will be made. First up for your consideration, we have Ashley Poulin, who is singing Don't Want to Be Here from Ordinary Days. Go, Ashley.
I grew up in like the middle of nowhere, and I swore I would never go back. My hometown was like the suburb of a suburb. I actually lived on a cul-de-sac. That's literally a road that goes nowhere. That's the definition of dead end. I said I can't wait to learn to do a 3-point turn because I don't want to be here. In 4 long years, I finished up with high school, graduated top of my class. Thank you. But in college, I discovered that devising my own major was a bureaucratic pain in the ass. I thought I'd recontextualize SATA, but could only register for first-year French. Well, you should earn my mom when I dropped the bomb and said I don't want to be here. No, I don't want to be here now. I was not a negative person. It's just that I've always known that I had places to go, dreams to fulfill, ideas to discover. They're just never where I am. So anyway, back at school, I waited 5 semesters till I could snag one of their random degrees. I moved down south because I heard everyone was hiring, and they were, at the Applebee's. They fired me like 3 weeks later. My sublet promptly, whoops, fell through. As I checked into a hotel, I said it's just as well because I don't want to be here. No, I don't want to be here now. I was not a negative person, so I packed up my bag so I get no place to go. I opened a map, said show me my future, because it isn't where I am. I finally got a job at some humdrum office like everyone right out of school does. I sat there at my cubicle every day sending faxes, and that's what my life was. Oh, I went back home and I said to my parents, I know what I've got to do. And since I am a dork, I moved to New York. And I started grad school. I really don't want to be here.
That's Ashley Poulin singing Don't Want to Be Here. Next up, we have Colin Mash, who is singing Not Me from Aida.
I once knew all the answers. I stood on certain ground. A picture of true happiness, a confidence so effortless, no brighter could be found. I never asked the questions that trouble me today. I knew all there was to know. Love unlightly put on show, my conquest on display. And who'd have thought that confidence could die? Not me, not me. That all I took for granted was a lie. Not me, not me. And who'd have guessed I'd throw my world away to be with someone I'm afraid will say not me, not me.
All right, Colin Mash. And finally, for your consideration, judges, Paris Stone singing A New Life from Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh.
A new life, what I wouldn't give to have a new life. One thing that I've learned as I go through life, nothing is for free along the way. Where can it be?
a chance for me, a new dream. I have one I know that very few dream. I would like to see that overdue dream, even though it never may come true. A new love, though I know there's no such thing as true love. Even so, although I never knew love, still I feel that one dream is my due. A new life, more and more I'm sure as I go through life, just to play the game and to pursue life, just to share its pleasure and belong. That's what I've been here all along. Each day's a brand new.
All right, Paris Stone. Judges, we're going to give you a minute to deliberate. And when we come back, our judges will share which of our awesome almost will make it through to the competition next week. And we're back, my friends. Our judges have done some very tough deliberating. The conversation was rich and full. And now, Leslie Margarita, as our very special guest judge this week, let us know who's going through to belt another day.
This is so difficult because everybody is so good. These kids blow me away every week. This was so difficult, but we are choosing to save Ashley. Yay! Ashley, I think your comedic instincts and your acting was so spot on and so specific. What we would love to see next week is something a little more vocally challenging. I want to see all those acting beats, but with some more, just more singing, more vocal technique, and something maybe a little bigger vocally. But excellent job. And I have to watch all of you, because it's been so fun to watch this new group of college kids, and you're all killing it, everybody.
Yeah, this was fun to mix it up, to have the three of you together. Thank you so much, judges. Courtney Reed.
Wait, real quick. Please, for next week, I just want to say this. If you think about it in your song choices, people, if someone said to you, who are you in a song? Like your fiercest self in a song, like who are you? What would that be? And
yeah, don't do what you think we want. Don't do what you think the casting people want. Do what you want.
Right. You. What is that?
What is that?
Wise words, judges. Thank you, Courtney, MJS, and Leslie Margarita. That's it. We want to take congratulations to all of our top 10, our top 11 now. We're going to be back next week on Friday, December 15th at 9 p.m. to announce who is making it into the top 5. That's a big cut. So be sure to follow Broadway World on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to see when next round's voting opens up to the public on Monday. You guys are in chord, but the terrible Muriel. I am your Broadway buddy, Ben Cameron. Get out there, you big, beautiful Broadway World. We'll see you next time. Good night.
Yay!